Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. I'm back again with another review. I have so many things I want to talk to you guys about today, so hence the same outfit. But I'm here to review season 2 of Luke Cage. And for those of you who haven't seen the first season of Luke Cage, I really encourage you guys to go back and watch it. Really good show. Now, it did have some criticism, which I'll probably get into that as I talk about season 2. This season was probably one of the best Netflix Marvel show seasons there is, to me personally. This season, it was so good. Like, my mom, she's just about done. I've powered through it myself. She has about one episode left, and this is like an older woman who doesn't really like binge TV shows, which gives you a really good, indication that season 2 was a really good season. One thing that I really enjoy about the Luke Cage series in general, compared to the other Netflix shows, it does a really great job with building this world and like really giving you an idea about what Harlem is about, like, and how a superhero just all of a sudden just walking out of a barbershop just shakes and rocks a small community, because we normally see it on a really large scale when it comes to these MCU movies. We see how it impacts New York and Paris and Texas and places like that, but it's really nice to see this very self-contained community. We see the same people we saw from season 1 in Harlem, and we get to see, we get to go on this journey with them. Like, I feel like we're in Harlem in season 2. They do a really great job with just keeping things clean in regard to the writing. The dialogue is very believable. They don't introduce too many characters. Like, you're able to easily follow these different sets of stories that they have going on, and they all eventually just kind of come together in the end. And that's one of the problems that you can kind of see within Daredevil season 1 and 2. There's a lot of moving parts, and there are a lot of different groups, which there's nothing wrong with Daredevil. I really did enjoy that series, but like, they did have a lot of different people and a lot of different like storylines going on. So it was hard to kind of like feel and sympathize for certain characters when certain things would happen. Whereas with Luke Cage season 1 and 2, it's very self-contained and they don't try to do too much. Now, in regard to the acting, everyone is phenomenal. Like, I feel like Afri Woodard, acting inspiration. Like, I feel like you have like your big bad villains like that they introduced. Like, obviously they introduced Bushmaster, which I need to get his name, Mustafa Shakir. He was so good, and I feel like he, like, and this is me sidetracking from talking about Afri, but like, he was such a good villain. Like, there were moments where you could be like, sometimes I feel whenever you are introducing your villains or your antagonists of a TV show or a movie, you can get over the top with their mustache twirling reason why they do what they do. But like, you kind of get that sense that him and Luke Cage, they're different, but like, they're teetering that line of like good and bad. And so I feel like that's what makes Bushmaster such a really good villain. Like, you want to be able to you don't want them to be predictable. And that was one of the things I liked about him. He kind of was like, oh, I'm doing it for this reason. And, like, it's like they were two sides of the same coin, but they hadn't realized it. And that's just one of the things that I liked about the acting from Mike Coulter, that plays Luke Cage, as well as Mustafa Shakir, like I said, that played Bushmaster. Like, just some of the women, like, there are a lot of new women introduced in this season. Really good. They had their fair share of like being strong, and I love that. They depict that very well in the Luke Cage series. And like I said, going back to antagonists, that's why I like Mariah and Shades' scenes, which are between Theo Rossi and Alfre Woodard. Some of their scenes were some of the best scenes, just because Alfre was just, you could just feel that strength from that character through the screen. Like, she is one of the best villains of Luke Cage, no matter who they bring in. Like, she always stands out, and she always comes out on top in regard to like comparing certain villains. And it's just because she's relatable in a sense, and like, you can kind of see where she's coming from in some angles. Not that what she's doing is right by any means, but you can see why she does what she does, like I said, without the mustache twirling like exposition. And of course, Simone as Misty Knight was still really good. Like, she's just like, if you're worried about how much she's involved. She's involved just the perfect amount. So I think you guys that are big fans of hers will enjoy that. I know I did. Just in regard to the music, I know I'm jumping around a lot, but just bear with me, guys. The music still does tell a story in this season because Bushmaster is Jamaican. So you do have like these Jamaican undertones in comparison to like these really nice 90s hip hop songs that kind of when Luke Cage comes on screen. So it's a nice kind of comparison. I like that they're still telling us the story through music. Character development. I feel like I don't know, because one of the things about season 1 was that around episode 7 or so, which people are kind of on the fence about this. Some people care, some people didn't care. It kind of drops off, and that's like whenever the season kind of turns into something else because something happens to a certain character and you're kind of like, what? But, and then the whole tone changes and then they bring in someone new. They didn't have any of those kind of problems within season 2 because they really spent that time like developing those characters and sticking with those people. And like the new director for this one, he really took his notes and he really paid attention to the criticism and also incorporated the things that he wanted to see as a viewer himself. And that really helped season 2 become one of the top Marvel Netflix shows out there. Like Jessica Jones season 1 was still really good. And yeah, like Jessica Jones season 1 is probably still one of my favorite ones. But Luke Cage, man, he's like season 2 really like shot up there for me. So I'm interested to see what they do with season 3 in regard to the story. Like, are they going to still be able to keep this self-contained story? Are they going to have to like branch out? Are they going to have to like, you know, start bringing in more characters from the other shows, because that's just something Marvel loves to do, no matter if it's on the grand MCU scale or the tinier Netflix MCU scale. They really love bringing in other characters, which they did a little bit of that in season 2. But I wonder if they're gonna, I don't know, dedicate a whole half of season 3 of Luke Cage to, I don't know, Matt and Daredevil, you know what I mean? So that'll be, or preferably Iron Fist, not because I enjoyed Iron Fist, but because I just want to see Iron Fist and Misty Knight just kind of do their thing. Be really cute. If you have any doubts about starting Luke Cage, please don't. Go ahead and watch it. There's a lot of like rich culture and a lot of things you learn about Harlem, especially if you're not from New York or you don't know anything about Harlem. You learn a lot about the culture, the people, and in regard to those specific background characters and side characters. You just really feel like you're along the ride with them as you experience Luke Cage growing as a superhero within Harlem. So what do I give season 2 of Luke Cage? I give season 2 of Luke Cage, I don't know, I'm right between 4 and 5. I really liked it. I'm going to give Luke Cage season 2 5 out of 5 geeks. Now, if you like this review, go ahead and give me a like rating down below. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get more TV show reviews. I normally say movie reviews like this one. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.